Hey guys, it's me, Ethan, from the TechBerries YouTube channel. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I've been busy with school and going places, so I haven't really been able to make much content. I say that a lot, don't I? Anyways, today is going to be a very different video because I will be going over everything that we currently know about the Terran Federation in ARK Survival Evolved. So let's get started from the beginning. The Terran Federation was an organization that worked towards the continuation of the human race during the element extinction. Basically, element fucked up the Earth, and different major organizations were working towards the continuation of the human race. One of these was the URE, or United Republic of Earth. The URE created the ARKs and all the technology that went along with them, like the specimen implants. Meanwhile, other organizations, like the Terran Federation, built a massive colony spaceship. The Terran Federation built the colony spaceship with the same goal as the ARKs. They made a simulation of what survival would be like, chose survivors, and when the time was right, they woke up the survivors to get the ship back to Earth. Due to the Terran Federation being quite different to the United Republic of Earth, the technology that was used is also quite different. For example, when in the Genesis simulation and on the colony ship, we do not have a specimen implant. That also explains why there are no obelisks in the Genesis simulations, and the architecture is massively different between the colony spaceship and the ARKs. Also, a bit of a side bit, I really love how the saviors of humanity are all biblically named, the ARKs being named after Noah's Ark and the Genesis simulation being named after the Book of Genesis. I think Wildcard are dipping their toes into world building a little bit, and I certainly love it. Anyway, the whole plan for the colony spaceship was that the survivors would all be in the Genesis simulation until they proved they could survive and were woken up. Upon awakening, they would be outfitted with a Federation tech suit. We'll get to that later. And would have to get to the navigation room of the ship to send it back to Earth and rebuild their homeworld. So that's how it was supposed to go. Let's talk about why Genesis is even happening as a gameplay DLC. Somehow, Rockwell was able to get from Aberration to the colony spaceship. Again, I'll get to this later because lore starts to get messy around there. But Rockwell has hijacked the colony spaceship and is now in control of it. He is able to create his own creatures, and he has even corrupted one of the ship's rings. He has also begun corrupting the Genesis simulation itself and has stopped survivors from being able to complete their survivability test. However, one lone survivor manages to wake up before Rockwell corrupts the Genesis simulation, and now, in his Federation Exo tech suit, he must take back the spaceship from Rockwell. Now, as far as the Federation Exo tech suit goes, not all of the pieces are out, but we can still theorize about it. So, it's currently unknown what abilities it may have to be different from the URE, or United Republic of Earth tech suit. But we know that it has a similar jetpack because of the teaser trailer. Wildcard have also said that the suit will not have all of the abilities of the United Republic of Earth tech suit. So that's pretty much all we know about the Terran Federation so far, but I'm going to talk about some of the small theories that I have, starting with the tech weapons. I think that the tech pistol and bow are also made by the Terran Federation. It makes sense for the pistol because we spawn in with into Genesis 2 with the tech pistol and the Federation Exo tech suit. However, it could just be adding new weapons because they're cool, and they might not be related to the Terran Federation at all. Now, this is possibly true. I'm just putting it here because Wildcard doesn't say directly, but I'm pretty sure that the Striders are also made by the Terran Federation. It makes sense because the only time we've seen them is on the Genesis spaceship, and they are tech robots, basically, so maybe they're used as gardeners almost on board the colony spaceship to, cut down trees and make sure that all all of the rings and everything, all the rings are doing fine, which gets a little bit messy when you consider that Rockwell corrupted one of them. Okay, so now for the big theory of mine. How did Rockwell get from Aberration to the colony spaceship? Or should I say, how did Rockwell get from Earth to the colony spaceship? I think a lot of people are forgetting the end credits scene for Extinction, in which Rockwell can be heard roaring angrily. I think that maybe the colony ship was launched after Extinction. Here's why. First of all, HLNA. How did the colony spaceship have a Homo Deus Helena on it? If Helena died during or just before Extinction, and the colony spaceship was launched decades, possibly thousands of years before Extinction. Also, how could Rockwell even find the colony spaceship, let alone even know about it or get there? From Genesis, we know that there are two main groups of survivors. Survivors from the ARKs and survivors from the colony spaceship. The ARKs and the colony spaceship aren't connected, meaning a survivor from an ARK would not have any clue that the colony spaceship even existed, and vice versa. Rockwell is one of the survivors from the ARKs. Also, the colony spaceship isn't orbiting above Earth like the ARKs, meaning it's somewhere out in the void of space. So how did Rockwell even find it? All of this can easily be explained by the idea that the colony spaceship was launched after Extinction. But why? Well, what was the point of the reseed protocol for the ARKs? To bring the survivors back to Earth to help kill the Titans. This happened at the end of Extinction, where we activated the reseed protocol. I think the survivors from the ARKs had a war with the Titans and lost. However, before they lost for good, a small team of survivors found a Federation or a Terran Federation colony spaceship, and they tried to leave on it. But while trying to leave, Rockwell got on board and hijacked the ship. That's just my theory. Maybe it wasn't Rockwell on Earth at the end of Extinction, but then that raises the question, well, what is that? Because it's pretty clear that, Aberration landed on Earth, and Rockwell was on Aberration. So maybe that's a different creature, but then that raises the same question of, well, how the heck did Rockwell get from Aberration to the colony spaceship when the colony spaceship, he doesn't even know about it, and it's not anywhere near Aberration? I find it very hard to believe that this massive spaceship just was kind of floating by Aberration one day. But yeah, that's just a theory, a tag theory. God, I hate myself. Anyway, this is getting a bit long, so I'll spare you from listening to my voice any longer. Like and subscribe if you want to. I'll be back in a month or something. I don't know. My upload schedule is pretty inconsistent. Anyway, have a good day. Goodbye.
I have already set my designs in motion. Our future awaits. Survivor.